That would be a 122% increase in the price of. All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. We're here to talk about all things investing. Just a little bit about myself. I have a background in accounting, and I was a CPA. I've been working with numbers for over 30 years. In addition to that, I've been a retail investor for the last couple of decades. So what I'm hoping to do on the channel is just share some of my experiences and see if we can make some money together. I was out sick for a few weeks, and we kind of got out of the YouTube algorithm. So if you could smash the like button, that would be a big help for us, and we would really appreciate it. Today, I want to do an update on Bitcoin and a few of the Bitcoin miners. With that said, let's get to Bitcoin. Okay, so right now as we speak, it's getting near the end of the trading day on Monday. Okay, so I just added a circle right here. This is the 2-hour candle that we are in currently near the end of the trading day today. So as you can see, once again, we are right at the exact same spot we've been for about the last week and a half. We're at 46,756. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6 retests of this exact same spot. So I know a lot of you are feeling like Bitcoin has been highly volatile and it's on the way down and where's the bottom? But I tried to put this chart together, and I've got another one to show you after this. But I've tried to put this chart together to show you we really are trading in a pretty tight trading range. And so far we have not broken out to the downside or to the upside. So I did add something new to this chart today. This purple line of support has been here all along. This was back on December 13th. This was around $45,700. That was the low that Bitcoin has hit since it flash crashed on December 3rd. So from that low point, you can see the same thing. We tested that once, twice, 3 times, and this was this morning. So we tested that again at 9 o'clock this morning. So you can see Bitcoin was headed down for about 12 hours. So that was a lot of downward pressure. However, you can see that it got straight exactly to our line of support and it held like a champion. So this is part of what I'm trying to get across. We seem to have some lines of support and resistance, and we seem to be staying within those lines. Now I want to just take a second and show you guys the big board of miners and show you what they're doing today. First of all, you'll see that it's mostly red. Almost every Bitcoin miner that I follow is red today. So some of the big losers on the day, CleanSpark is down 7.5%. Argo Blockchain is down over 11%. And Gree is down over 9%. So everybody else is down 2, 3, 4%. So a little bit of a down day. The main reason for most of that is if we go over here and take a look at the indexes today, the equity indexes, you'll see that everything is down. The S&P 500 is down over 1%. The Dow Jones is down over 1%. The NASDAQ is down over 1%. And the Russell is down over 1%. So it's a very negative day in the equities. This actually represents a little bit of an afternoon rally because everything was much lower than this morning. Even though they're all still red right now near the end of the day, most of them are off of their lows on the day. So I know that this is getting frustrating. One of the things I really want to focus on is Bitcoin has been moving very slowly versus what we're used to. We've had a lot of sideways activity. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. This is December 3rd. This was the day we had the flash crash. Prior to this point, we were trading pretty consistently between $57,000 and $59,000. We flash crashed big time in one day, kind of settled in at this $47,000 mark, and you can see we've been in a tighter and tighter and tighter range as time goes by. Starting here on around December 6th, you can see we've been trading within a descending channel. I'm going to add this line is from the chart we were looking at previously. That is that $45,700 mark. So even within this descending channel where we've clearly been trading from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom, this line of support held. And I think that is very important. So the window keeps getting narrower and narrower here. We're going to be able to see either we find a way to break out of this, and right now this line is coming in somewhere around 48,000. So if we can do this within the next day or so, it'll be somewhere between 47,700 and 48,000. If we can break out of the top of this then maybe we can start to head upwards. That would be the first real confirmation that we have that there's some significant move to the upside and that we've broken out of a line of resistance. So that's what we're looking for on the upside. Having said that, if this line at 45,700, which has held very strong, if we do break significantly below that, it's not far down to this line, so that would be our confirmation that we're headed down. If we break through this point, which is coming in somewhere at around 44,500, then I think we've confirmed a break to the downside, and I'm looking at about 42,000 as the next point of support. Now I'd like to take a look at a few specific Bitcoin miners and see what they look like, and I'll let you know what I'm thinking on these. The first one I want to look at is CleanSpark. So CleanSpark has a line of support right here at about $10.85. Right now it's actually trading at $10.79, so it's plus or minus its line of support. I'm going to zoom out a little bit just to put this line of support in perspective. September 29th is one of our significant dates. That was the end of the bear run in the month of September. So if you guys remember, September was pretty brutal. There was a 3 or 4 week downturn, and it ended on about September 29th or September 30th. So CleanSpark actually tested this line, and this became a line of support right here that held all the way through the bear market in September. You can see from there on the recovery, CleanSpark was up substantially. It's now all the way back down, and it's retesting this line of support. So although the equities have had a bad week, and I believe those are dragging down the Bitcoin miners with them, Bitcoin remains about sideways as we looked at, and this line of support seems to still be holding strong. So I'm just going to measure a couple of things on this. If we go from where CleanSpark is trading right now today, just back to where it was trading on December 3rd, right before the flash crash, that would be over a 48%, so close to 50% increase in the stock price, just to get back to where it was really just 2 weeks ago. Bitcoin at that point was trading in the $57,000 to $58,000 range. So, we would need a little bit of a breakout to the upside, but we were just there a few weeks ago. And again, a lot of times on these flash crashes, Bitcoin can take 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 weeks to have some sideways activity before it starts to correct. I think we're somewhere in the middle or near the end of that. Again, this is not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball, so I can't say that with certainty. But what it does look like is, and I like to look at all these trades from a risk-reward standpoint, from a risk standpoint, we seem to be sitting at a very strong line of support. Now, that doesn't mean it can't break below that line of support, but from a risk standpoint, that's a healthy thing. From a reward standpoint, we're looking at nearly a 50% increase just to get back to where we were 2 weeks ago. And then the other number I wanted to look at is if you go back to November 4th, which is just a few days before Bitcoin hit its all-time high of 69,000, that would be a 116% increase in the price of CleanSpark if it were to get back to that point that it was trading at. That was just about a month and a half ago. From my perspective, the risk is low on this, and the reward is a potential over 100% increase. So again, you guys got to decide what you're going to do in your own portfolio. So ultimately, it's your money and you need to make your decision. But this is how I'm looking at CleanSpark. So if we look at HIVE blockchain, I'm going to go right to the same thing. There's a purple line of support here at, call it $2.50. This line of support, we touched this on September 21st, and then we pretty much hit this again right here on September 29th. And if you remember, that was our significant day. That was basically the end of the bear cycle for Bitcoin in September. So this is a pretty strong line of support. It has held through October, November, December. Once again, we do find ourselves sitting right at this line of support. So I'm going to do the same two analysis. If we were to go from where HIVE is trading right now at this point, just back to December 3rd, pre the Bitcoin flash crash, so that is about 2 weeks ago, that would be an over a 38% increase in the price of HIVE blockchain. So this is very similar to CleanSpark that we just looked at. The risk-reward equation is really almost identical. We've got potentially a 38% upside. We sit at a line of support, and of course it could always break this line of support, so there is potential downside, but we do have some very strong support where we're sitting. And then again, if I go from where we're trading right now today back to HIVE's high, which was the same day as Bitcoin's high at 69,000, that would be a 122% increase in the price of HIVE. Last one I want to look at is DigiHost. This is a very small cap stock. Right now, the market cap of this company is under $100 million. I believe it's about $92 million right now. So this is by far the smallest Bitcoin miner that's on my list. This purple line right here at $4 dates back to our date here, September 30th, September 29th, September 30th. Again, this was the bottom of the September Bitcoin bear market. DigiHost right now actually has not held this line of support. It is now even below where it was at that point, even though Bitcoin is much higher than it was at that point. And I'm just going to quickly take a look at this. This is the one-day RSI. You can see that DigiHost is in massively oversold territory. The one-day RSI is at 28. So if I scroll back, you'll see it hasn't been here since mid-July. They had a significant increase in their hash rate. As a result, they had a significant increase in the number of Bitcoin they mined. So for me, when I look at this, it is disproportionately beaten down. So personally, this is actually, for such a small cap stock, this is, full disclosure, one of my larger holdings. So I'm going to run the same numbers. If we were to go from today's price just back to pre-flash crash on December 3rd, that would be almost a 54% increase in the price of DigiHost. Then if we were to go back to DigiHost's recent high, which was November 9th, which again corresponds with Bitcoin's recent high at 69,000, that would be a 130% increase in the price of DigiHost. So you can see why I feel like this is so dramatically oversold, particularly since their November operations results were the best that they've had all year by far. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy this stock. I'm giving you a risk reward here that I think has a very positive upside to it. So that's all I've got for today for Bitcoin. So thank you so much for watching. And again, please smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks.